I spent a whole 2 days researching for this video. I'm pretty sure I just scraped the surface, so let's go and talk about this whole freaking Peter Pan stalker situation. Let's go. What the hell? Before going on to the video, I want to say that I'm going to leave the Reddit below. I heard you out. No Discord, no Telegram, no parasocially. But I'm going to leave you the Reddit below. Please join. Leave whatever feedback you want to leave, whatever opinion or topic that you want to suggest. And let's enjoy this time together. Thank you so much. Let's go on with the video. Okay, do you like some history? Like some history lesson? I swear, it will be brief, but I think it's pretty important to understand. Also, as a major context clue to where we are now and where everything began. Because the characters that now we see at Disneyland and other, Disney World and whatever, they were born in 1937. They were not as we see them now. They were pretty different. They were more human shaped. They were just a little bit awkward and weird overall. They were just weird, and even at the escapades, they were like just awful, honestly looking. But at a certain point, they started to become more character shaped. They started to become more like the proportions, they started to change. And we're now talking about the characters such as, Mickey Mouse and Minnie, the animal shaped characters. But talking about the more human characters, we need to go and a little bit go back in time, because there was a certain point where you would have been able to see more villains around the parks. But at a certain point, they started to eventually fade or just being like not there anymore, because it was said that they were scaring the children. Obviously, they were always being actors, but the children were scared, and therefore they started either like making this character be just in one place, or either they started like taking down characters. These villains were mostly like Gaston, the wicked stepsister with the Cinderella stepmom, Captain Hook, and the Evil Queen. If you were a little bit on the internet back 1 year, maybe 2 years ago, you remember for sure, and I know that has been brought up again because I saw some videos, but we are not here to talk about that. There are whole other videos regarding the Evil Queen situation. Basically, the Evil Queen situation is something that happened around this amazing and beautiful actress, which is called Sabrina von B or von Bogenberg. I hope I pronounced it correctly.
La reina, la bruja.
You know, they tell me I look just like you in the mirror.
Well, they lied.
Oh.
Excuse you. Ugly.
Proud. That's Maleficent, mind you.
La reina, Any day now, peasant. Go.
Looking fabulous.
As always. Release yourself, child.
Do you do the choking? What else are children good for? Silence, peasant, I am speaking. You may go after me.
There's no line. I go where I please, peasants. Need to visit my stepdaughter. Snow White. Trash. What an insult to you, my dear. Your words, not mine. I'm looking for Snow White everywhere. Where is she? Do you know where Snow White is? Do you know where Snow White is? Of course not. You're a man. Useless.
Which for 8 years she was the evil queen, but also she was the stepmother, Cinderella's stepmother. And this because they at Disney they started at a certain point making this character to like rotate around, to not be the one character only, but to rotate to other characters too. This actress was so amazing and was so recognizable, and the advent of more quick content such as shorts and TikToks, it made possible for this the evil queen character to become pretty popular and famous, and to just be recognized everywhere. There were actually people who just went to Disneyland to see her, to meet her. Eventually, this character was not the character, the actress. She was fired because in a video which is now unavailable everywhere, like there were a bunch of shorts and videos and whatever, it's not available anywhere. And I did look and research. Maybe I'm too dumb to find it, but I couldn't. In a video, it was shown that people were against the fact that these evil characters were going to kind of disappear, they now have a section just for the villains. And there are also more meet and greet for the safety of the actors. We're going to talk about that in a second. So people were against this new decision from the management, let's say. So they went to the evil queen, and in this video you could have seen, from what I gathered, because again I couldn't see the video, you could have seen that people were demanding answers from the evil queen, like, no, we don't want you to be gone, we don't want the evil queen to be gone. The evil queen answered to this, pressure, saying, go and give this feedback to the city hall. It's like a go and talk with the manager, basically, without breaking the characters. But the internet said that eventually not the internet only, but Disney, in order to fire her, they said that she not only broke the character but broke the rule, which was go and talk with the city hall. Other people came forward saying that it's one of the rules to let other people know, to let the customers and the visitors know, whatever is your problem, go and talk with the city hall. So it's a convoluted situation. This actress is now thriving on TikTok. She has a really big following. I'm really, really happy for her because she's not only beautiful but amazing as an actress. I do, if you're interested, just go and look for her. It's important to talk about the fact that the actor and the actresses are not, like, one of the biggest rule behind the cast members is that they cannot break the confidentiality, like they cannot share their true identity in order to not break the magic. but also for their own safety. You don't want people to know your true name. It's a pretty big place. There are people coming from everywhere in the world. You don't want people, to be in danger, like these cast members to be in danger. Another big part of all this discourse are the rules regarding the how to interact with people, such as the touching and stuff like that. I also saw that they have the ability to refuse something, like obviously without breaking the character, without without letting the magic fade. But they do apparently have this option. Now, I didn't find anything regarding this, but it was stated in multiple videos and posts that they do have this ability. Obviously, we need to point the fact that weirdos and people who are strange are everywhere. If you ever worked in a public space, such as customer sales, in a bar, in a coffee shop, in a restaurant, you know that weirdos are everywhere. So we are not here to talk about the obvious things, such as weirdos are everything. And there are also people who work as YouTubers and stuff like that. It's when you place yourself in the public eye, unfortunately there are weirdos. So we know that, and we need to keep that in mind during this talk. It's also interesting to notice, to going back a little bit, not so much talking about the evil queen, but also about other accidents which happened. It's also amazing to notice how easy it is to be fired from Disneyland, Disney World, a theme park, Disney theme park. Because while looking up to all this huge discourse, I saw that there were many people who got fired, such as custodian who got fired because he published a TikTok after closure, like the closing after closing time, which is something that again breaks the magic. If you drink every time I see breaks the magic, you will probably die. But so don't do it. Another princess, a Snow White princess, she got fired because she posted a picture of when she was a baby dressed in a Snow White dress. So it was like, she wanted to say, like, to make people look at the parallel. When she was young, she wanted to be Snow White, and then she became Snow White. Obviously, this is a breach of the contract, because you are not supposed to reveal your identity. And also it was said that you're not supposed to say to people which character you are on that day, or they don't need to know which character you are at all. Maybe you can just say, I'm a friend of this character, stuff like that. So this is also interesting to point out, because if you do something that is controversial and then it's basically prohibited, you are easy to be fired. So we need to put a pin on that too. It's also pretty fair to say that from what I gathered, again, I never been to these parks, it costs money. I never been to a park even in Italy. We have like 3 theme parks. I've never been that. We were 3 like 3 siblings. It's too expensive to go to theme parks. So I never been to. I can only imagine like how it is to not only visit but to work in these parks, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But the most important thing is to remember that these actors are always there on the, it's like a constant window that they are there, they are in contact with people every day of their shift, basically. So it's important to ask ourselves, are these people safe? Are these people do these people have an security around them? And from what I can gather online, it's also really common for people to get banned from Disney if you cause there are rules on the website. So if you cause problems, altercation. Also, it's prohibited to swear. I could never go to never. I would be like banned after 2 seconds. To swear loudly and also near the cast members, because again, near the cast members, you need to understand there are always, kids, children, babies, so it's easy for you to get banned from what I can gather. I don't know in reality how these rules are strictly followed, but I do hope that this is true. It's a rule. You should respect rules. I hope so. So from what we can see, either you can get banned easily, either the cast members should have a way to reject an interaction, to reject an action, a gift too. They can, from what I can gather, reject this gift. So let's put this in mind. Okay, perfect. Let's now talk about the Tumblr era, because the thing we're going to talk about in a second, it's not a new wave of something. It's nothing new. It happened already, and it from what I saw making researches, it's an evergreen thing. And I'm talking about the Disney core idea, the Disney core, passion. If we can call it Disney core, I'm pretty sure we can do that. Back to the Tumblr era was already something. I do remember when I was on Tumblr, there were there was this passion for the Mickey Mouse ears, for the movies and for the characters and stuff like that. So it was something that many people were really, really already passionate about. But obviously, like in everything, there are people who push a little bit the bar, making a whole freaking fandom around a single character. In this case, it did resurfed right now the Peter Pandom, which was something pretty huge back then. The Peter Pandom basically is a fandom of Peter Pan. It was not only one. I just found one, but I'm pretty sure there were at least many pages of this fandom, where basically there are people who do share their pictures and videos and content made with Peter Pan while visiting a certain theme park. Disneyland, Disney World, wherever Peter Pan can be found. And they used this content to make, kind of whimsical content and positive content with the phrases that this actor said in the moment, So they did romanticize the character, the situation, the interactions back then already. Right now, we need to talk about the Peter Pan situation of now. So, what's basically the TLDR? Apparently, there's a woman who is apparently, again, obsessed with the Peter Pan character. So much so that she spent apparently 10 years going at Disneyland, basically each week, going to on the lookout for the Peter Pan character, spending time with him, holding conversations with him, giving him gifts and whatever. These 10 years were spent on the lookout for Peter Pan and also making, at a certain point, content on TikTok. But this is the TLDR of the situation that internet is pushing. But is this the full story? Is this the story overall? Is this the final label, like the stalker, the final label that we need to put on the head of this woman? Is this a way to tell her that she needs to see a therapist and that the cast members talks about her in private chats and that they just sighed at the sound of her pass being scanned at the entry of the Disneyland theme park? These were some of the comments left on her TikTok videos. Is that all? Is that the truth? Is that what we need to focus on? Like, is that all? I'm pretty sure we can say that that's a lot, right? Is the real problem that this woman, is basically an adult trapped into a fantasy world? Or is that actually that she's kind of a content creator? I don't want to say influencer, but a content creator, giving her viewers the Disneyland dreamy content that they came looking for on her profile. The people in the comments are the internet in the comments, in her TikTok comments, are talking about stalking, unrequited love. They talk about obsession, about delusion. These are the comments that you can see on her videos. And if you have the audacity, like me, to scroll at least for 1 year of videos of TikToks, you can see that these comments go back to at least 1 year. But I'm pretty sure that they go back to probably, I don't want to say all her videos, but yeah, this is the situation, To wait for a certain character that you fancy, to follow them around, to have and hold a long conversation with them, is this creepy? Or most importantly, when we can start addressing these types of actions as creepy? Let's dig into this, and I want to make sure to say one thing. Before going around spreading misinformations, I know that you don't do it, but if you are an occasional viewer, if it's your first time here, please watch all the video. Please make up your opinions based on proof, not on words that, people throw around without showing any proof. And please sit with your opinions for a little bit before spreading it around, because it's important to act in a empathetic way, in a polite way, in a respectful way. But most of all, it's important to remember that in order to ruin someone else's life in this day and age, it only requires a tweet, a comment, a post, a video, a TikTok. Please don't go around and spread toxic news and fake news. Please be empathetic, be polite. Thank you. BabyToni99, aka Toni, is a woman, I'm pretty sure in her 30s. I'm pretty sure we have almost the same age. which apparently spent 10 plus years looking out for Peter Pan. And there's this video on TikTok pinned as the first video on her profile, which shows that from 2016 to 2026, she has a whole compilation of videos with Peter Pan. Okay, her TikTok is important to address the fact that has 125,000 followers. It has 6 million plus likes, which is a crazy difference, like crazy conversion percentage, I don't know. And it tells us the story of a woman who actually does love a lot Disney and the Disney world. Even her shower curtains have like the Mickey Mouse logo with the ears on, and she likes to basically cosplay, if we can call it that, in a not so truth way. Like, she likes to dress up and to create outfits inspired by characters, Disney characters. And overall, Disneyland is where she goes quite often to make content. She goes there, she shares content, she makes content also dedicated to, monthly events, such as back in May. If you go on her TikTok, you can see that there are lots of videos for the May the 4th, for the Star Wars content. There are also videos with tips for people who maybe just go for the first time to Disneyland, for people who are shy and do want to approach, the cast members, but maybe they don't know how to do it. She does share how to do that in a polite way. We're going to talk about that in a second. So she frequently goes there in order to make content, and she also goes there and meets up with multiple characters. There are videos of her talking with this stormtrooper and Alice in Wonderland, and there are lots of characters in her videos. But you cannot help to have a favorite, right? A favorite character. It's like when you are growing up and you are, in my case, I was a girl. So when you're growing up, it's still a question that sometimes I do ask myself. Asking yourself, between you and your friends, who's your favorite, who you want to be when you grow up, but you cannot be Ariel because I'm Ariel. Or which prince or character you want to marry, but you cannot marry Flynn because I am married with Flynn. Similar things, you have a favorite, right? A favorite character. The clip that, in this case, with this woman, went, one of the clips that went viral is the one where, that I saw everywhere, honestly, even if I didn't watch any coverage of this because I didn't want to have my opinions switched. I just wanted to make up my opinions based on proof again. So by researching, I saw that this clip was the most viral. I don't even know, maybe it has like 3 million views, maybe more, I don't remember. So this clip portrays basically Peter Pan talking with, from what we can gather, 2 women, and one for sure is Toni, and they are talking about the summer win, which is basically Halloween in summer.
No? What? So why are you looking at me like that? What did I do? Nothing. You're already dressed like pumpkins? Yeah, it's Halloween! That's not a real thing. And we love Halloween so much that we celebrate it twice a year. But if you celebrate it all the time, it's not special. You should try it. No. Think about this, like, okay, carving pumpkins, but instead you carve watermelon. Why would you do that? It's fun. Do you put a candle in the watermelon too? Sure. Why not? Do you want? I guess watermelons are tastier than pumpkins. Exactly. That is true. But you can't make watermelon pie. And then if you want to be like, you need 2 things a year. I can do 2 things a year instead of just 1. Yeah. Why? It's fun. What do you want 2 Christmases? Yeah, I guess I would. Okay, Christmas in July, yeah. That's a thing? Yeah. I need to come to the mainland more often.
And these 2 people, these 2 women are talking about how much they love to celebrate Summerween, which is, you know, a reminder for Halloween, but because you love so much Halloween that you want to celebrate it twice a year. And Peter Pan, the first time I saw this video, I was like, this is weird. But then I closed my eyes and thought about the movie with Peter Pan, you know, even the animated movie with Peter Pan. And Peter Pan is actually a really weird character. He's a, you know, a boy. He's the boy that doesn't want to grow up. He's pretty forward with his takes. He doesn't think before talking, basically. If he doesn't like something, he say, no, I don't like it. If he does like something, he tells you that he like. It's like talking with a child, and this child is you know, it does not have a filter when they talk. Okay, it's weird to see that portrayed on an adult, but again, these are actors, so he did a good job in that video, honestly. The most important thing to notice is that the internet wants to point out the fact that in this video, it seems that they did analyze the shit out of this video and said that basically in this video you can see that Peter Pan is backed up in a corner, and he's, you know, his body language is weird and his answers are weird, which again true, but again you need to understand that that is an adult actor playing a child who is you know, if you ever watched Peter Pan, you know Peter Pan does not have a filter when he talks. He doesn't give a fuck, honestly. So it is weird because it's weird, honestly. And again, they are not talking about physics and philosophy. They are talking about freaking Summerween. So me hating small talks, I would be like, what the fuck are we doing? And I felt really, really uncomfortable because I do hate small talks. Most of all, I do hate small talks based on nothing. Like, we are not talking, even talking about the weather is something, it's already something kind of important. You know, maybe you will tell me, oh, it will rain, and I didn't know that it was going to rain. But small talks based on Summerween, for me, it's like, can we not talk about that? But still, you know, they're talking about this, etc. Now, this clip that I saw going around on the internet, it's kind of the epithet. Can you say epithet? Epithet, yes, you say epithet, lol. This video is the epithet of the low attention span of the world, because I did myself, I say it. If you follow me, you know that I say everywhere that I do also watch videos 2.0 speed, because otherwise my attention span will. So I'm pretty sure that this is the epithet of the low attention span of the internet, because I went back and watched this video and I saw that this video was longer, a lot longer. I skimmed through the video, and if you just skim through the video, it becomes even more weird, if possible, because at a certain point there's which is another thing that I saw going around, which there's a scene where there's this Toni woman following Peter Pan, and Peter Pan is walking so fast in front of her that it seems that he's running away from her. Okay, so based on the skimming of the video and based on the first interaction that you saw, like they talking, you would have guessed that, oh my god, this actor is like actually running away from this woman because he cannot take it anymore, which fair if you just watched this, but if you watched the whole video, which I'm going to play to you in a second, you will see that they actually, first things first, they talk about something that happened weeks, like maybe 1-2 weeks before, where Peter Pan gave her a leaf, which again is another weird interaction. But again, remember that these people are actors. If you go and search for the Evil Queen interactions with adults, they are so freaking weird. I saw someone saying in the comments, oh, the Evil Queen told my wife that she could have done better. If you witness that interaction, you will be like, but again, you are in a fantasy world, and you are talking to talking to actual characters, so you need to go into this world thinking, okay, this is all fake. It's like a whole freaking stage. Okay, so Peter Pan is talking about the fact that is gifted a duck, I believe, which is actually a chicken. It's weird. And they're talking about the fact that Peter Pan says, do you want something? Do you want another gift? Do you still have the lift that I gave you like 1 week, 2 weeks ago? I don't remember. And the girl who's with the camera says, yeah, she still has it. Peter Pan is the one looking at the girl and going like, but you weren't here when I gave her the lift. And the girl was like, yeah, but I saw the video. She told me. So it seems like even if Peter Pan is acting, it seems like they do know each other for a long time, and they do actually interacted a lot before. The fact that Peter Pan addresses the girl and says, well, you weren't here before, without breaking the characters, obviously, but, you know, it's something to point it out. And after this interaction is Peter Pan, who says, like, they were talking, do you want to keep the gift, whatever? And Peter Pan tacks the gift, this crochet duck, to his belt. And from what I can gather from another video where she gifted a dinosaur to another actor, Peter Pan, they cannot go around keeping gifts because obviously they are acting. So if they need to do a skit right on the spot, they cannot have things in their hands. So the fact that Peter Pan decided to not say to her, oh, I cannot keep it, or oh, you can keep it for me, but actually to tuck it up to the belt and go around with it, it's something to notice. In the other video, the other actor said, oh, you keep it from me, and then when I finish, you will come to me and give it to me. And there's a video of her showing the fact that she will wait because he needs to go and work, basically. And then she gives it, the dinosaur, to the other Peter Pan back in the years. I don't know how, maybe it was 1 year ago. I don't remember. It's important to watch the full clip because of the context, the freaking context. Okay, so the context is the fact that, again, moving on, is Peter Pan saying to her, asking to her, let's go, come with me and we will go and find other gifts. And they go around with in the park, talking with, interacting with other actors, such as Alice in Wonderland and the hat guy, how do you say? And they do kind of a skit where Toni is part of the skit, and you can see the kids around them. They're watching the skit as if something that was planned out. There are kids like this. And it's, if you put yourself there in that situation, knowing that there are kids looking at all these characters interacting with each other, it's something fun, I believe. You know, kids looking at it would be weird to go and interact with them, you know, kids being maybe a little bit shy or something, but to see them interact with each other and have fun and laugh and whatever, it's something that this is also, I believe, why parents bring kids to Disneyland to watch the characters interact with each other. I don't know. And in this video, basically, they go around and look for things on the ground. Peter Pan takes like pieces of wood and gives her pieces of wood. And at a certain point at the end of the video, he goes and says, okay, we will see each other in 2 weeks or something. And she goes like, okay, bye. And she's the one leaving. So she's not the one saying like they're like this, like a freaking stalker, like people say that she's not leaving. She's the one. They also say thank you so much for the videos, for the time spent with us, something like that. Because again, they're making content. This woman, Toni, is making content. So it's pretty important to address this thing, this little thing. It's important to understand it. Okay, perfect. So at this point, it's important to go through the videos that popped up after this. And I swear to God, I would be really interested to go back and to look what was the first or which one was the first and second and third post about this, because I think it's pretty interesting to see how a news pops up and how other people catches up on this thing and start making videos and video responses and stuff like that. Because as I said, the evil queen spoke up about this, but again, we are not going to watch the video because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, she talks about how there are actually people who go and harass actors, which is unfortunate. Honestly, there's only one thing to take after this whole situation. I do hope that the Disney, the management, or whatever, they do something a little bit more for these actresses and actors, because from what we will see, we are going to hear now from two people who spoke about this situation. And we're going to hear from the first person is someone who said that they are friends of Peter Pan. And if you remember at the beginning of the video, I told you that one of the rules for the characters is to not say that they are a character to family and friends, but to say that they are friends of a character. So basically, he was Peter Pan, but he was not Peter Pan at Disneyland, but he was Peter Pan at Disney World. So let's go and watch these TikToks, and then I will give you, there are 3 TikToks, okay? And then I'm going to give you my opinion on his takes.
Hello everyone, I'm Joshua, and I used to be a character performer for Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. It recently came to my attention that there is this girl that's going viral, I think her name is Toni or something like that, who is obsessed with Peter Pan at Disney World. And I used to be best friends with Peter Pan. If you don't know what I'm saying, I'm going to include pictures of my best friend. Since the controversy started going viral on TikTok, I just wanted to hop on here and talk about a few thoughts that I had. First thing is unrelated from the viral craze that's going on with Toni and her obsession with Peter Pan, but is more to do so with my opinions on the phrase best friend. When you are a character performer with Walt Disney World, they ask you to claim that you are best friends with a certain character as not to spoil the magic for the children. I have a few thoughts on that. My biggest thought is that I think it's a little bit dumb, because most children that go to the parks obviously think that they're meeting a real life character, and that's magical and that's wonderful and that's great. However, the internet is supposed to be meant for people that are 13 years of age and older. If your parent is letting you on the internet before the age of 13, then that's going to be on the parents, not the performer. And I think that we can all collectively agree that if you are 13 years of age or older, you likely don't believe in Disney characters anymore, or at least that they're real. The same way that you wouldn't believe that Santa Claus is real at the age of 13. That this was a little bit disrespectful towards the performers, as it's nice to say that you are the role in which you've been cast in. Just like you would if you were on Broadway or in a regional theater production, it's nice to have credit for the work that you do. Now, the matter at hand. Back to the obsession with Peter Pan. I myself, whilst working at Disney World, had a stalker. She came to my line every single shift that I was Peter Pan, and likely to the other 2 or 3 people that were cast in the role of Peter Pan at the time, and she would continue to circle the queue line over and over and over again to see Peter Pan. Now, this person was not a child. This person was easily in her late 20s, early 30s, and would come to my line time and time again, asking disturbing questions, asking a little bit SH type questions that the character attendant that was helping me on these sets was quite unsure of how to handle the situation. Now, while I did experience this awkward moment time and time again with this stalker, there were more moments that the Disney princesses endured with really creepy dads and really creepy older men that would circle the queue lines and do similar things, most of the time much worse, and be handsy with the princesses on cast at Disney World. Now, I'm not going to outright say that I blame Disney for these instances, as they couldn't control what the guests were going to act like once they were in the park. However, I do think Disney needs to pay more attention to how the character performers are being treated when they're on set. There also would be times when different guests would just ask inappropriate questions, or questions that included cuss words or ugly language, and I think when you're there as the character performer, it's really hard to mitigate these types of situations and learn how to steer in the other direction when dealing with these things, because obviously Disney is a place that was catered towards children to begin with, so this type of language is never going to be appropriate to use, even as an adult, and obviously, yes, all the character performers are also adults, but it's hard for us to figure out how to mitigate that situation, and I know that all character performers would really appreciate it if we use our common sense skills to be nice. So next time you're there, if you're an adult and you want to meet a character, just remember to be respectful and kind to the performer. And don't be a Toni.
Now, overall, this take doesn't seem to be problematic, right? Besides the last phrase, which was a little bit a jump, it seems like a jump on the toxic gossip train ukulele sing, in my opinion. Obviously, this take is pretty important for many reasons, I believe, such as the fact, again, as we said, the safety of the actor and the actresses. We see many times what can happen to people, even in the the show business. I always think about Christina Grimmie, and there are really awful things that we saw happening to even big actors and big celebrities. So I do imagine these people these actor and actresses who are smaller in the sense they are less known, but also they have an important role at the mercy. Can you say the mercy in English? Like, they are there in front of a lot of people, a lot of adults, a lot of kids. So you never know what can happen, right? Really important is to address in this case the fact that from what I read, which is something that it's something that was said to me many times. If you don't know, I used to work for 10 years in sales. I used to be first a sales assistant, and then I went up to be a store manager. And when you are in sales, it's a little bit, I always say that it's a little bit like being, I'm not an actress, obviously, but it's a little bit, to fake something, such as to not be bothered by certain questions, to not be bothered about certain, situations. You need to always act in a polite way. So it's pretty important to understand that you are not free to react as you would like to react. And what I mean by this is that it's important for actor like the cast members in the Disney theme parks to not break the freaking character. They cannot answer back to someone who's harassing them, who's abusing someone else. If they see a fight, if they witnessed something bad happening, they cannot break the freaking characters, not even in the moment of something bad happening. They instead need to steer away or to de-escalate the situation. It's important to understand that. Imagine yourself being in a pretty heavy situation. Maybe you are caught up in a fight. Maybe you are witnessing someone being, punched or, you know, being harassed, being abused, and you cannot do anything. And I can only imagine, because I saw it happening at this freaking supermarket, I can only I can only imagine if you see something happening to a child. It's the worst nightmare possible. But unfortunately, things like this fucking happens. So the fact that they cannot break the character is something terrible, really, really terrible. To not break the magic, they will find themselves in danger, actual danger. So this video is overall, besides the last phrase, which is a little bit because also he says at the beginning that he doesn't know what is going on properly with the situation, but he knows that it's something attached to the fact that, you know, actor and actresses working in the Disney theme park. So in my opinion, it seemed, besides all the good things that he said, again, it seemed the addressing Toni, it seemed to just, I'm going to use this situation to talk about something else, but I will bring back the discourse to this woman, even without knowing something, which is, if you follow me, if you don't follow me, follow me, if you're liking the video, I don't know. In my opinion, to talk about things that you don't know, it's, I don't want to say that you, like we talked about this in other videos, to react to something while watching this something, okay, I do understand it, but to give opinions on something that you didn't even watch, I don't know, it's a little bit weird in my opinion, and we're going to talk more about this. So in the second video, he addresses more about this situation, so we're going to watch that.
Needless to say, it has been a very long and a little bit overwhelming day. I just wanted to come on here and address some more serious things really quick about the situation at hand. The first thing is, I want to make it very clear that myself and the brand of our podcast, we do not stand hate or bullying or anything like that. So, and I have been made aware that Toni is dealing with quite a bit of hate on her page, and while I do understand that what's going on with all of the people that are obsessed with the Disney characters is a little strange to some people, it is a thing that happens, and we have no idea what those people are dealing with and what they're going through mentally, emotionally, what trauma they've been through and things like that, and we are not here to sit and speculate. So I would appreciate it if we could be a little bit kinder to everybody, and especially in people's comment sections, and give a little bit of grace. I also wanted to address something else, because I think a lot of people missed it from the initial video that I had made, but I had a different stalker altogether. Toni was not my stalker. I want to make that very clear. A person sent a picture or a video or something like that of me interacting with Toni at some point when I was at the parks. Also, I'm going to make it very clear, I was at Disney World, I was not at Disneyland, but I don't recall this moment, and I have thousands of interactions with guests all the time. But I want to make it very clear that Toni herself was not my stalker. I had a couple of people that were stalking all of the Peter Pans at Disney World, and we all kind of knew about who they were. We would notice them whenever they would come through our queue lines all the time. Also, let's just remember to be spreading love and light in this situation regardless. I know it's fascinating to people and people want to hear Disney lore and learn more about things and stuff like that, but I'm not here to spread negativity. I'm just here to spread education and awareness of what's going on, and I want everybody to know that. I've also seen a few comments talking about like exposing Disney and bringing down Disney, and I want to make it very clear that that is not my goal here in any shape, form, or fashion. I still am a huge fan of Disney. I still visit the parks from time to time. I love Disney. I love the magic that they bring to the world and the light that they bring to the world throughout their movies, through their parks, through their imagination, and everything else. So I want to make that very, very clear that I don't stand hate towards anybody, whether it's Toni, whether it's Disney, or anything like that. And yeah, that's why I just wanted to pop on here and say that spread love and light, not hate, and I would appreciate if we could all do that in the light of the crazy debacle that is what's happening. Okay, anyway, you'll have a good night.
Okay, the thing that came after this video is this one. So I said 3 videos, but let's say 4, even if this video it feels like a continuation of the one before. So let's watch it too.
Josh here. So the lore continues. I saw that several of y'all tagged me saying that Trisha Paytas and Adam McIntyre were doing commentary on their YouTube channels, and I've watched them for years, love them down, and I checked them out this morning, and I just want to say a big thank you to both Trisha Paytas and Adam McIntyre for being accurate and, you know, in regards to the statements that I made and my video, and using the accurate information that I gave rather than spreading all of this misinformation and wild AI stuff and rumors that are spreading like wildfire. Also, just to let you know, Trisha, if you see this, it's called Back in the Closet Podcast because I am gay. I think we all could have figured that out by now. And I thought it was just funny because when you're in the closet, it means you're gay, and I've been out of the closet for so long, so whenever I'm like, come back in the closet with me, it's a safe space for where we can talk about whatever we want to talk about, and that's where the name of the
So this is the second video, like the third video, but the second video of the continuation. I do want to say that I do agree with his takes in the second video, the one before this that we watched, because it seems that in this day and age, it's so freaking easy to just go and spread hate. And we saw it. If you are watching this video after everything that happened with Gendent and the other videos that we did talk about, it seems so easy for people to just jump and on a video, on a post, on whatever, and to spread misinformation. But also it seems so easy for the audience to just go and actually change. Like you are saying, I like the sun, but they go and change the words in a way that it's so freaking weird, like context clue, and you know, the ability to understand and to hear. It's something that comes down every single time that something like this happens, which is honestly sad, really, really sad, because there are people's lives at stakes, and it's something that it really bothers me. This is also why I'm making this video, honestly, because when I started this video, when I started the research for this video, I did know overall, like the TLDR that I did at a certain point 3 hours ago, the TLDR, I knew it, I read it, and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. But as soon as I started looking and I watched so many TikToks from this Toni woman, I was like, why? Like, are we looking at the same thing? And I'm not saying, oh, I have the truth in my hand. No. I'm saying that it felt so weird to witness something that it was not what the internet is again spreading around. It feels so weird to be in a situation where I ask myself, am I missing lots of pieces? And don't worry, we're going to deep it, because this is a freaking deep dive at this point. I watched and researched so many things that, dude, we need to talk about a lot of things. So I do loved his take on this. I do loved the fact that he was talking about what happened to him, because it's important to I wished we did something else. I wished we did something like this. Toni situation is not the problem. We're making a fuss out of nothing. The real problems are these other problems, such as me having a stalker while I was working, the other person that we're going to hear in a second saying the same exact thing, people being without a safety guard, without anything around them. So these are the things we should focus on, because again, as I said, these people are around adults and parents and kids all day long in their shift. So it's important to understand. It's important also to watch the third video. Now, the third video, it's a response to a person named Matthew. This video from this Matthew guy, we're going to watch it at the end. It's the most important video of all. So if you want to watch it and to hear what I have to say, you need to stick out. So we're going to watch it in a second. No, not in a second, but still. We're going to watch what this Joshua, Peter Pan person, ex-Peter Pan, has to say about the video of Matthew. We're going to, everything will make sense, don't worry. But let's go.
Years you and all, then you probably fallen down the Peter Pan girl side of the internet. That was the Matthew guy, by the way. Don't worry, everything will make sense. Hi Matthew, your video came on my For You page, and I just wanted to come on here and give you some of my opinions and also, give a few of my thoughts. When I saw a couple of videos of Toni, just reminded me of some of the odd experiences I had. And first of all, I want to preface it by saying, no hate to Toni. I hope she's not getting hate, and I really wish the best for her, and I can't speculate on what she's dealing with or what she's going through. But I just happened to see it, and it reminded me of some of the experiences that I had at Disney. And I want to clarify that Toni, guys, was not my stalker. My stalker is my own stalker that I had when I worked in the parks, and I can't speculate or say that she is a stalker, because it doesn't appear that she is. She just seems over-obsessed with the Peter Pan character. And while the behavior is a little strange and odd, I definitely don't think that anyone, much less her, she seems very sweet. Toni, you seem very sweet, love. Doesn't deserve any hate or bullying that's happening, and that's never okay or acceptable. I also wanted to say that I think when I saw, some of her content, it reminded me of some of the over-obsessed people, which is what reminded me of my stalker. But some of the behavior that she's exhibiting is a little bit strange and a little bit odd. Being over-obsessed takes time away from the other kids that are trying to meet characters that they really want to see at Disney. And that's kind of what makes Disney so magical, is that at the end of the day, it makes kids' lives when they get to meet these characters and makes magical moments for the whole family. And typically speaking, characters are going to get anywhere from 60 to 90 seconds per guest is a good time frame of what we want to spend, so that way we can see as many guests as possible and make as many guests have a magical experience as possible. And when we're roaming around, we're trying to just have quick conversations with people, just 10 to 20-second little snippets with all the guests to make their days. And when we're doing meet and greets, that's the 60 to 90-second time frame. And based on what I've seen from Toni's content, I see that she's a lot of time, not every time, but a lot of time spending in excess of time with these characters, and time that's taking away from the kids. And, I think it's just something that I wanted to bring awareness to make sure that you're mindful when you are an adult. And when you are somebody that's 26, 27, older, however old you are, you just want to be mindful and careful about the amount of time that you're spending with those characters, because you are taking away from those children's experiences. I think something else to be mindful of is that when you're at Disney and you see a roaming character, a free roaming character, it's not the time to build a line for those characters. They're just roaming throughout the park. That's when you wait for them to come up to you if they choose to do so. When we have meet and greet spots, that's when lines can form. And just make sure if you are in the line that, when you get to the character, you're just spending a little bit of tidbit, take your picture, have your magical moment, and then move along. So that way the other people can get to the character as well. Because we want all guests to have an amazing experience. At least I did when I worked at Disney. And I also wanted to address that, yes, I did tag Toni and I did say, don't be a Toni at the end of my video, because I meant that. I think it's really, really wise that we all use our critical thinking skills, as you best said, Matthew, that we use those critical thinking skills to be very demure, very mindful, and and just make sure that we're choosing to do the right thing, be kind, spread love and light, but also be demure and mindful towards the people who are there with their families, especially the ones that have kids. So that way everyone at Disney can have a magical experience. Signing off.
I do have a lot of things to say regarding this, and I'm going to go off script for a second. It's important to talk about the fact that Toni didn't invent anything. Toni didn't, I'm sorry girl, no bashing here, but if you go on YouTube and you research with keywords, something along the line of Disneyland, and maybe you search for, I don't know, Evil Queen, since we talk about her Evil Queen, or you search Disneyland, Rapunzel, or Flynn, or Ariel, or Jasmine and Aladdin, you will find a lot of content, and one of this content that I just, it just popped up on my, while I was researching this, one of this content that popped up on my YouTube page was this. It's titled Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, the cutest couple at Disneyland. Perfect.
Actually, they want to know, what was it about Eugene that you fell in love with?
Well, you can only pick one, so one thing, just one little trait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, okay. So, in my story.
Should I stand over here?
Okay, so you get the gist. I don't want to play it all. Also because this is 10 minutes. So the interaction they had is more than 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Obviously, I'm pretty sure there were cuts through this video. But basically, this person asked, what's the thing that made you fall in love with Eugene? Which, weird. But again, I am a cynical person overall. I am a cynical person, but I'm trying to put myself in people who go to these theme parks to enjoy the magic that shouldn't be broke, like don't break the magic, about this fantasy world and these fantasy couples and these words that were built on the screen. So I do understand the fact that people who are fans go there and they want to enjoy it, they want to have pictures. I try to understand it as much as, like, for me it's really, really weird. But again, there are people who love it. Cool, you love what you love. I don't care, as long as you don't bother people. But again, in this case, this guy said you have 10 seconds maximum with people. There are lots of videos of people making content on Disneyland and characters and couples and whatever, making contents for, there's another video with them, 15 minutes with them talking. So if you are someone making content, and you do maybe address it when talking with the characters, with the cast members, you may have more time on your hand. I'm pretty sure also that if I saw, for example, a video of the Evil Queen talking with kids, and she was, talking with this kid, she was having a conversation, funny conversation, whatever. They took a picture together, and then she was the one saying, thank you so much. Like, no, the mother was saying, thank you so much, and the Evil Queen went to the next kid who was there to have a picture with her. So I'm pretty sure that, it's like in sales. If you have a customer here and you already satisfied that customer, you are the one saying, thank you so much, see you next time, whatever, have a good day, whatever, and then you go next to the next customer. It's like sales, I think, in my opinion. I don't know, I'm not an actress, but you are the one who goes to the next person, right? So I'm pretty sure that if there's someone who's bothering you as an actor and you see kids around you, you are the one who is in charge. It's your job to satisfy, let me use this phrase lightly, satisfy, the kids around you and give them a wonderful time, right? I think, in my opinion, I don't know. Okay, so this content was not invented by Toni. Toni for sure has a favorite character, which is Peter Pan, but we don't know if maybe the Peter Pan content is also the content that has the more views of it all. Because right now, if you go on Toni's profile, let me say that everything is kind of polluted. The comments are really, really, really bad. This Joshua person said, please don't go and spread the hate. I don't know if Toni, what Toni is going through. Babe, if you go under the comments, you will see like the internet going crazy, but crazy in a really crazy, insane meaning. It's like, probably I never saw someone going off like this, even under people who actually committed a crime, like proven felony. So we still don't know the side of Toni. She still didn't spoke about this. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a quick research before posting the video. I'm pretty sure that the last Peter Pan didn't spoke, but there is a Peter Pan that spoke and that actually knows Toni, because this Peter Pan here, Joshua, doesn't know Toni. This Peter Pan, ex-Peter Pan, I'm going to give my opinion. Besides all the good things that he spoke about, the safety of the actors and to spread happiness and to spread whatever, it's also true that he used, in my opinion, this trend, which is not a trend, making fun of people and go and spread hate under the comments, but okay. He kinda, if it feels to me that it's okay to share your experience, but you can share your experience in many ways. To say please don't be a Toni at the end of the video and then doubling down on this, I don't know, in my opinion it feels a little bit out of touch, knowing also that this person is going through hell. So in my opinion he kind of chose the right time to jump on the train, but he also stated some important things, such as the safety of the actor and the actresses, and talking about his own experience, which again is something that you could have done in another way, in my opinion. Now, there's a video from another ex-Peter Pan, which is pretty different in everything, and I want you to please mind his words, please mind everything that this person has to say. So let's go watch the second take from the Peter Pan and the experience with Toni.
Everyone, it's me from many videos that have been going around on TikTok. I flew with Peter in Disneyland from 2014 to 2021, and yes, I had many interactions with Toni. So, as you can see in the video, Toni's behavior did make me feel a little awkward and uncomfortable, but at no point did it cross any boundaries of what a character interaction should look like at Disneyland. She was very enthusiastic about meeting the character, maybe a little more so than most, but it never crossed the boundary of trying to get to know the performer. And so we need to end the discourse and the harassment and the online toxicity that is being aimed at her. She's doing nothing wrong. She's acting within all the guidelines of what a guest should do at Disneyland. It's a little extra and a little more than most, but she's within her right to do so. And the best thing that you can do with personalities that are a little extra is cut off their supply to attention. So stop the likes, stop the comments, and stop the sharing or the reposts. And so I know you're here looking for tea, and so I do have a story about another stalker that is not Toni that did cross the boundary. So one day while I was performing in Disneyland, I had a guest that had come up to me many times a day, came up to me and she described my dog to me in very specific detail. And I was completely private on all of my social media accounts, so I am quite unsure as to where she got these details. Very shortly after, I found her waiting at the cast member parking lot for me. For about a month, she was there every shift, waiting. And she never spoke to me. She kind of just watched and stared, which definitely did not make me feel safe. And then the straw that really broke the camel's back for me was my family came to visit me, which is always really endearing. And she somehow figured out who my family was and decided to follow them around in the park for a day. Now that is an example of harassment, because that guest was trying to get to know the performer and not the character. And so as a result of all of these somewhat negative interactions, I started to play games with kids instead of doing the traditional meet and greet format. And so I got to make amazing memories playing hide and seek and duck duck goose with kids. And so again, what I say to you all TikTok is we need to end the negative discourse and cut off the supply to attention. This conversation of what is harassment between a character and a guest is not between any of us. It's between the performer, the company, and the guest. And to Toni, they're men in tights.
Okay, so he kinda nailed down the most important topic, which is she acts in a weird way. Sometimes it's a over the top way with characters, but it's never something against the guidelines, because if, in my opinion, I think if it was something against the guidelines, they would have already get ridden of her, I think. I hope, at least. So this is what should be the main focus. Obviously, it's sad to see again another story of another performer who got this time was basically stalked by someone. It's awful, it's terrible, and I hope measurements were taken against this person. It's terrible, it's disgusting, and it's something that should never happen. Most of all, it should never happen when you are working, when you are doing your freaking job. So yeah. Now, besides everything that I already said, besides the content that makes views, besides the people who did shared a lot of content, there's a lot of content on TikTok too, and basically are at a certain point content creator. I do not want to shy away from the fact that Toni did seem really happy to interact with with the Peter Pan. We're going to put a pin on the Peter Pan, please, because we already spoke about 2 different Peter Pan, okay? So the content that she posts is, dreamy, yes, creepy, but it follows a line of, this aesthetic of the fantasy world and the world that Disney built even for adults, because if these parks were supposed to be only for kids, they would have been only for kids and parents probably. But it's also something that I really want to focus on, there's also something else that I really want to focus on, which is the concept of actors doing what they love. So to embrace a character and to do that all day, to interact with people, to have interaction. Maybe they love kids, so to be near kids, to be near kids who are going through something. I saw many videos talking about the Evil Queen. I saw many videos who were like heartbreaking. Kids with disability, kids with disease. It's really, if you think about this aspect of the job, it's really an important job that they do. Maybe it's a naive way, maybe it's a way like to switch the focus for a second, but I think it's pretty important to understand. And I wanted to address this because I always, and I still honestly, even with the good things, I do think that to have human characters, it's weird. To have characters wearing a suit of animal character, it's weird. It's weird for adults. It's not that weird for kids, but honestly, as a former kid, I always found them weird. I remember even when I was a kid, I know that inside that thing there was a person, and it was weird. But you no shade. I do wanted to share my opinion on this too at this point, but to be an actor, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. You can be a prince and a princess, and maybe you always wanted to be that character. This is also maybe why you became an actor, whatever. So I wanted to even if in a small part, I wanted to underline that it's weird for an adult to interact with an actor, but in my opinion, it's also weird that we give options to an actor to, like, the idea of an actor impersonating a kid, because Peter Pan is a kid, Wendy is a kid. It's weird. In my opinion, everything is freaking weird. I do understand, again, everything that goes around the Disney world and whatever. But in my opinion, if we need to point at weird, I have the weird side on both of them. Like the actor, like the cast members idea, not the actor per se. Like, I don't want to say, oh, that Peter Pan is weird. No. The idea of having a human cast is weird, and the idea of having adults roaming around looking out for characters and acting weird with the cast members is weird. Everything is weird. Okay, I wanted to make that very clear, that in my opinion everything is weird. Okay, so I want to address at this point the elephant in the room, because it was one of the most commented thing, like a copy and paste comment under every TikTok video, unfortunately, of Toni, which was, the comment said, what if a man did the same thing to the Wendy actress, which, fair, honestly. I don't like the reversing the role and the gender for one reason. It's like teaching people that in order to understand the gravity of a situation, you need to stop, reverse the role, reverse the gender, and then think, oh, yeah, it's bad, it's bad. No. I wish we could have just say, yeah, it's freaking bad without reversing the role. But if this gets to the point we need to get, let's do it. Okay. So, if you think, what if a man did the same things that the internet says that Toni did to Peter Pan, to Wendy, what will you think about that? It's terrible, it's awful, it's disgusting, right? Perfect. These actors are playing basically, as I said, a child character, because as we know, Peter Pan and Wendy's are characters. And these characters were kids, right? Both in the movie and both in the animated movie. Perfect. The idea that an adult goes to look after these characters who's supposed to depict a kid, but it's played by an adult, it's overall, it's weird. I said it. It's weird. It's gross. I don't know. Everything is weird. So the moment you think that this adult goes and harass and hold to this cast member to have a conversation and follow, and for hours, whatever, it's problematic. It's terrible. It's disgusting. Okay. But if a man does it, but if a woman does it. But, however, I want to say that the context in this case is the key to everything. Now, listen carefully to this, okay? Let's exchange the role. Let's do it properly, fully. Okay, we always tell men to embrace their femininity, okay? So in this case, we are going to reverse the role of the man looking out like his favorite character is Wendy. Same thing that for Toni, I was going to say Tori, but Toni favorite characters is Peter Pan, okay? So let's reverse the thing. We always tell men to embrace their femininity, not only to focus on the masculinity, okay? So let's suppose that this man does that. He loves Wendy. His favorite character of all the Disney characters is Wendy, okay? So this man in his 30s goes often to Disneyland. He has a TikTok account with lots of followers. And on this account, he makes a lot of content because it's basically a content creator, right? He does dances. He does outfit inspired to Disney characters, most of all inspired maybe seasonal things that happen, such as, the Star Wars in May, Halloween, etc. Perfect. This man does also have a special interest, as we said, for Wendy. No, we need to focus on the fact that he has this fixation on Wendy, the character, not an actress. Like Wendy, in 10 years that this man is being kind of obsessed with Wendy, the character, like there were at least 20 different actresses, at least, bringing this Wendy to life. Okay, but he goes there for the Wendy character overall. Okay, perfect. In each and every single one of the TikTok that he shares about Wendy, he is Peter Pan, and the caption quotes something along the lines of "Forever lost boy, forever, I want to go on the island. I'm a lost boy, whatever." Okay, perfect. He does pretend to be Peter Pan, so in fact, he pretends to be so much Peter Pan that he wants to, sometimes, they go and do a picture or a video for content creation. And they do recreate some scenes from the movie, from the animated movie, such as the scene where Wendy goes, so in this case, the Wendy character goes to him in order to kiss him, and then Peter goes like this. There's a whole scene. Everything is documented on video, and this goes on for 10 years. It's in fact, his favorite characters, right? But each video, we can notice something in each video, which is the fact that they do not, like, this man does not touch Wendy. He does not touch his Wendy. If they touch each other like arm in arm, or maybe if it's like mutual, like if they hug or if they are playing a scene from the movie or whatever, it's mutual. In fact, we see that in many videos, it's like Wendy that hugs, recalling the Peter Pan thing. It's like Wendy that puts an arm around him, or, it's Wendy that does this thing to this man, okay? In order to recreate the character synergies, let's see. Okay, so did you actually imagine that scenario? Because it's actually what happens in the videos with Toni. There are videos where there's the Peter Pan who says, yeah, high five, and they do that high five. There's the video where Peter Pan is the one putting his arm around Toni. There's the arm in arm video when Toni was a minor. There's the video where they recreate the scene when Toni, playing as Wendy, goes and tries to kiss Peter, and Peter goes like this. Again, in that video, she was a minor, and this video is circulating around everywhere, also being used as a cover for YouTube videos, which, that's not good. But if you did imagine that scenario, which is, again, the same thing that happens with Toni, did you think that there are things that are weird? Everything is weird, everything. The fact that an adult goes in the theme park and pays to see a character, a woman, grown-ass woman who is playing a kid. Dude, everything is freaking weird. Everything. From the jump, from the beginning, from the buying the ticket, everything is weird in my opinion. But who am I to judge? Who am I? Maybe this is what makes them happy, they want to live in that fantasy world because of X reasons. Who am I to say, no, you're a weirdo? As long as you don't harass and harm other people, in this case the actors and the actresses, I think everything is okay overall, until you don't become weird with questions or whatever. What we saw in the videos of Toni is where she talking about submarine, and she talking about the what do you want me to give a dinosaur made of crochet. Weird talking, I never saw it. I don't know if it happened because it was off video. I don't know. So I scrolled, as I said, a lot through her videos. I did try to put myself in her shoes and to understand the situation. And there are 10 points that I made. So, first point. I've been talking for an hour and a half, Jesus. First point. It's not, as I said, please put a pin in the fact that we're talking about a character which is Peter Pan. And we already saw two different Peter Pan. One who actually was Toni met, and the other one who didn't met Toni. So in my opinion, it's a little bit irrelevant for this discourse. But again, his experience is valid overall. But in this situation, in the video, for example, that we see on her TikTok, there's a whole compilations of 10 years where we can see at least 10 different Peter Pans, at least 10. So it's clear that she goes there for the character. She does not go there for one specific actor. So this is something that we need to point out. This is something that we need to understand and keep in mind. Then again, under the videos that she shows, we see that she talks about being a forever lost girl, which is a phrase that we find again in the caption of the video. Is this her way to have, like, to leave the magic that the Disney characters gave us while watching them on a movie, on an animated movie? Is this a way to escape from reality in some way? Isn't that also why basically parents bring kids to Disneyland? And at this point, with all the weird shit that we saw talking about this situation, is that so wrong when is an adult that goes up to a character that I remember, Jesus Christ, I remember the fever dream when there were a lot of girls and women who were in love, deep in love with, I remember there was a time with Stitch. I remember there was a time with the guy Treasure Planet. I remember the people going crazy over this guy, which again, it was a kid. I'm talking about this. They were going crazy over this kid, honestly. He's an adolescent, it says. So, you know, it's weird. It's weird. It's freaking weird. Mostly when you are an adult, but you know, maybe people never had the chance to live their childhood, and as an adult with money, they want to live that childhood that they were never able to live. I don't know. Maybe I'm making shit up, honestly, at this point, but I'm here to share opinions and thought and prayers and sorrow. So this is the second point. The third point is correlated to the second point, which is that so bad to be in sync with your inner child doing this shit? Weird shit as fuck, but again, is that so wrong? Fourth point. In other videos, she does talk and actually sit down, like there's a video with Alice in Wonderland where they sit down to a freaking table and talk. And it seems like they're talking about something, they are really into these topics. In other videos, she talks with other cast members. So the videos with Peter Pan, like on, I don't know, I watched around, 20 videos. The videos with Peter Pan maybe are like 5, 6 top, because there are videos of her outfits, of her dancing, of her jumping around Disneyland, of her showing off a popcorn bag, limited edition kind of popcorn bag. The videos with Peter Pan are really, really few. Again, they are weird, honestly. The interactions are overall weird, but it doesn't seem like an obsession, in my opinion. But who am I to say it? Fifth point is that the touching, again, it's not the other way around. It's Peter who touches her, and I'm going to show you. Okay, so yeah, for sure they are playing a character. For sure they are actors, etc. But in no video that I saw and that I watched, she was the one approaching and touching him. Obviously, it's not like, oh, so you're saying that she didn't harass. No, I'm not saying that. But on the video, if we are talking about someone being obsessed, being following people, on 20 videos, there are 5, 6 videos of maximum of Peter Pan. And in each single one of those videos, she's not the one touching him first. So it's important to point out these things, you know. Obviously, you can harass people even with your talk and with your words and stuff like that. But again, it's not something that seems to be apparent on videos. So I wanted to point that out. There's a post where she has a full list of advices for how to interact with characters in Disneyland. And in this post, it seems obvious that she knows how to not harass people, not to take time away from people, which is what I was thinking by watching the Joshua videos on the situation. Well, not on the situation, on his situation, but using this situation to talk about his situation. I don't know if I made it clear, which was this. If you want to talk about something, it was about just scrolling down a little bit. But again, it's okay if you didn't do it. It's okay to address it when you know that you did something wrong. If you scrolled a little bit down, you could have seen that she was obviously, I know that people can show, like I say, I am vegetarian, but then I show that on video, but then I eat all the type of meat possible. I know that, obviously. I'm not saying that everything that is shown on internet is true and it's the truth, absolute truth. No. In this post, however, you can see that she talks about not being shy about approaching, the cast members for pictures, for a type of picture. Again, she says, please be mindful of the lines, please be mindful of the kids, please let the characters roam free into the park, to not bother, the actors, and to respect something that she says pretty important, to respect their choices, to not make a certain pose, a certain interaction with you, okay? So when I saw this post, I was like, dude, this is freaking awesome. Like, she knows, okay? So what are we talking about? Again, two things can be true at the same time. She knows, but maybe she doesn't know that she's being a little bit awkward. True, it can happen. Oh, the 7th point is the same of the first things that I said. So that she makes content with a lot of characters, such as also seasonal characters for the Star Wars and the characters that won't be there besides a limited amount of time. The 8th point is that the comments are really terrible, honestly. If you are a little bit sensible to certain kind of things, please don't go and look, because me researching this, I was a little bit triggered. It's straight up, most of these comments is straight up bullying. There's no constructive criticism. There's no one saying, okay, yeah, you could have just, it's just straight up bullying, in my opinion. So please don't, if you're triggered, please don't go look at that. The 9th point is that, is about the viral clip, another viral clip of the kiss, the one that I told you. And basically is the recreation is not the word, of this scene.
I think I'll give you a kiss. What's a kiss? Oh, well, I'll show you.
So this was the scene that they tried to recreate. I won't show the picture. I just showed the scene because in that picture she's a freaking minor. So don't, if you want to, there's a lot to talk about that. It's been 2 hours that I'm talking about that. Please don't show minors. Please don't. So yeah, this was another thing that I wanted to point it out. And then the 10th part is that she is following, as I said, she is following Peter, and this is, maybe I'm going to show this part. You already saw this part probably, but I'm going to show this part before when I talk about this. So we're going to watch the video sped up, but we are going to watch the video where we need to watch all the video, not just the first seconds, okay? Perfect.
Hi. What? Whoa! Where'd you get this? I made it. You did? I made it. This is really nice. Thanks. What am I supposed to do with it? I want to take a picture of you with it. Okay. You guys look just like each other. If you were a duck.
Hey. Perfection. Oh, if I was a duck?
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Amazing.
So would your duck quack or would it crow?
Oh, it definitely crow. It's not as good as me, though. No? What? Don't look at me like that. Alright, I'll take it. It's for me, though. Did you give it to me?
I'll take a picture with it.
Oh, it's not me. It's not for me, though?
Do you want one?
If you wanted back, you could have just said so.
You can have it. I can have one.
Sure?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Can I get it on video that I gave it to you?
Oh, boy.
Okay. This is weird. This is weird. But I understand the content creation thing behind. I can try to understand. It's freaking weird, this scene. But we need to move past this scene, which is the cringiest one. Okay? Let's go.
Well, it's just like you. It looks like you. Oh, yeah. This is great. What am I supposed to do? Okay.
Also, something that I noticed, and that I'm going to say it now, is the fact that a lot of people are like, oh, if you notice Peter Pan moves, you can understand that he's uncomfortable. But there are some things that she does too that you can tell that she's kind of not uncomfortable, but weirded out too from her own actions. And by watching this, I'm like, are you doing this just for content and to, you know, to appeal maybe to our younger audience? You know, it's like when you watch, as a grown-ass adult, when you watch kids things made by adult, like there's the adult who sings, who talks with a loud voice, who says a bunch of things that only kids will laugh about, you know. So she dresses up in a cute way that can appeal to children. She does some dances that are children oriented, let's say, that are trends that kids and young adults can do. So I'm pretty sure at this point that she's doing a lot of these things to appeal to a younger audience, maybe because there are some action, like more on the video, you will see her like going like this when Peter Pan says, yeah, I'm going to give you a gift, and then he gives her like a piece of wood taken from the street, and she's like, okay, thank you, like weirded out. I understand that because maybe she's trying to interact with this person in order to appeal to a younger audience. I don't know, just speculation, honestly, but it's a thought. This is where I was talking about the fact that he put the thing around his belt in order to bring it around. But then in the next scene, we're going to see that he actually placed it somewhere and then he takes it back.
Take that tape. I can make stuff too. It's really nice. Thanks for making this, right? You know it was originally made. Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. I don't want to pay for it.
Also, again, this is another video. I don't know if it's from the same day. I'm pretty sure it's not from the same day, but where they are here in this location. Maybe Peter Pan goes often in this location. I don't know. I never been to this freaking theme park, so I don't know. Just speculation. I don't know.
It's for you.
Okay, so now you're going to see all the kids coming around them while they are interacting with this other visitor. And imagine yourself being a kid and looking Peter Pan, like watching Peter Pan interacting with freaking Alice in Wonderland. It's something that you will be like kind of astonished if you know all the characters. So it's not that they are like that Toni is stealing time for the kids. It can be like she's actually entertaining kids too. She's part of the cast member at a certain level. So in my opinion, just in my opinion, but you are going to see it. Also, they are the one going away from them because maybe they need to go somewhere, maybe they need to meet, I don't know, kids, or they have a meet and greet, I don't know. So they are the one going away from them. So you can, as a cast member, go away if you need to be somewhere or if you want to interact with other people, no?
I
That was funny.
Thank you, Peter. Welcome. We love you. I know. Oh, later. Okay, sounds great. Thanks for the prize. Bye, Peter. See you later.
So as you can see, you know, there was the point where he was like, yeah, I gifted you the leaf. And he was like, oh, you were not here. But I gifted you the leaf. Wait.
You saw the leaf? I do. I really do, actually.
Does she have the lead?
No, she really does.
You weren't even there.
I saw the video. I'm her number one fan.
I told her the day it happened. Huh? I literally told her like the same day it happened.
Oh, okay.
I happened.
Let's find you something different then. I just want to give you the same gift at once. What else do you like besides leaves?
See, so he's the one saying, like, let's find you another gift. He's the one approaching. So maybe he's just playing along, sure. But if you are bothered by someone, wouldn't you just cut the interaction in some way instead of telling them, let's go around the park and let's interact more? You know, again, another thing that a lot of people do not seem to understand is that these people are not fully alone. There's for sure another person with the camera, and I'm pretty sure I heard another voice with them. So they are like, there's another person, two person around them. So it's not just the two of them being one-on-one. Does it make it less weird? I don't know, but for sure, it's, you know, a plus to not be just you and this person. So it's something to really have in mind. So let's talk about now, let's say this is kind of the conclusion to everything. Let's talk about the video that addresses everything at this point, which is a video from Matthew Desmond, who does appear in a lot of video. And at first I thought, is this the husband they're talking about? Because people are saying that she's married, but I don't know. There's a video where there's this guy, and I was like, are you the husband? But honestly, I don't know if he's the husband. This would be weird. But they do have some similarity. It seems like they are brothers and sisters. I don't know. Speculation, honestly. But this video is really, really important for the lore and for the outcome of, like, an action can bring consequences. So we're going to watch this video, and I really hope that this gives out the gravity of even just one single action over someone. So let's watch this video, and then I'm going to give you the conclusions to this 3-hour ass long video.
If this archway behind me looks familiar to you at all, then you've probably fallen down the Peter Pan girl side of the internet recently. Let's talk about it, because the story is actually much crazier than people realize. First of all, the number one question I keep seeing people asking is Toni banned from Disneyland? And the answer to that is no. And anybody that's saying she is, I've seen different versions of this. She's permanently banned, she's banned for 2 weeks. All of those videos are lying to you for clicks. None of them are true. She is not banned from Disneyland. And the reason why she is not banned from Disneyland is because Toni hasn't done anything wrong. Now you're probably saying, but she's been stalking and harassing this guy for 10 years. And while it's true that she has been visiting Peter Pan, the character, not one specific actor, over the course of 10 years, this girl has posted 978 videos across 2 social media accounts. And let's just assume that none of them are doubles, which most of them are. That's still less than 2 videos a week, and not all of them are even with Peter Pan. And it's not like she's meeting the same Peter Pan actor every time or following one guy around. She is meeting the character. Now, honestly, I am super awkward at character interactions. I don't know how she does it, but she obviously plays along with the role very well, and the Peter Pan actors actually like her. There's this crazy misinformation circulating online that Peter Pan is trapped and he has to talk to her if she's there, if he's uncomfortable, and that is simply not true. Peter Pan has the option to exit stage at any time. He can go backstage, he can get a handler. There are so many options that Peter Pan has if he is uncomfortable. The fact that he is leading her around the park should tell you that he is actually engaged in these interactions and participating in them willingly. But the crazy thing is, most of y'all y'all haven't even watched the actual videos of her interacting with him. You've just seen the hate videos that accuse her of being this crazy stalker and harasser and are jumping on this bandwagon to dogpile and bully her. It's absolutely insane. The sad thing about this is that Toni is one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet, and she absolutely does not deserve the hate that she's been getting. The main thing I want to say about this, though, is that all of the people who are saying that she got banned or that Peter Pan got fired or that she spent over $2 million in the parks or that she does this because she's neurodivergent, all of these people are straight up lying to you for clicks and views, and they are making money off of your gullibility. You need to stop believing everything that you see on the internet. People are actively scrolling through 10 years worth of Toni's videos, commenting on almost every single one, and then have the audacity to call her a stalker. I guarantee you, those people have spent more time in the past 2 weeks interacting and watching Toni's videos than Toni has spent with Peter Pan. Like, who is actually the stalker here? Now, at the beginning of this video, I did say the story gets crazier, and it does, because not only is Toni being bullied for something totally innocent, now she's getting threats, her husband is being contacted on Facebook, there's a petition to get her banned from Disneyland. Like, this insanity needs to stop. It's absolutely nuts how people are responding to a totally harmless interaction with a character at Disneyland. The really sad part about this is that so many of y'all have clearly lost your whimsy. If you can watch these harmless videos of this girl interacting with Peter Pan and having a good time and think, wow, she must be deranged, how dare she have fun with a character? A lot of people have also been attacking her for a video where she's leaning forward trying to kiss Peter Pan, where she is a minor in that video, first of all. So anybody who is circulating that to attack her is circulating a video of a minor to bully her. The crazy thing about that video is that it just proves that some of y'all have never even seen the movie Peter Pan, because that is a scene straight from the movie where Wendy leans forward and tries to kiss Peter, and obviously the Peter Pan actor participated in it, so he was clearly not uncomfortable. A lot of the haters seem to lack basic critical thinking skills too, because if you think that Disney would allow a woman to straight up harass and stalk a character for 10 years, you're crazy. They would absolutely have stepped in and said something by now for the safety of the actor, but the actor is not in danger. He does not feel unsafe. He enjoys these interactions, and if you think that after 10 years of doing this, that she's not friends with these actors IRL, you're crazy, because she actually knows them, and it's nuts that you would assume otherwise. These guys actually like her. They enjoy her company. They enjoy talking to her. That's why Peter Pan runs around and finds gifts for her. Like, these interactions are so sweet and cute, and y'all have twisted it into something gross and disgusting and used it as an excuse to cyberbully a stranger, and the hate needs to stop. It's gross.
So let me be really, 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 really clear on that, because I don't want people to say, oh, you're... Wait a minute. This video... I started watching her TikToks, scrolling down. So the first TikToks on top, I didn't watch it. I watched it at the end. So I went kind of from like backwards to the present time. And then I saw that this guy was tagged in one of her last video, actually. And I was like, who's you? Are you the husband? Then he said in the video, the husband. And I'm like, okay, so you're not the husband, I guess. But I want to be, I'm always honest. You can believe me or not, I don't care. This video was the last thing I saw after writing down the script, because I have a freaking script. And after, as I said, I started this video with a thought in my mind, and then the more I was searching, the more I had made up my mind that, again, this is weird. I'm going to give you my final thoughts at the end, but this is weird, but it's what internet is doing. Internet being internet is weirder than everything, honestly. And as soon as I saw this video, I was like, all the dots were connected, because everything that he's talking about, I already had it kind of figured out. Oh yeah, like I'm a genius. No, but it's like something that you will conquer after you actually research a topic, after you actually watch fully a video, fully a thing. And honestly, I do want to underline the fact that when he talks about after 10 years, she knows these people. Dude, after 2 weeks of me going to the same coffee shop, to the same bar, to the same restaurant, after 2 weeks, and I can speak with experience, I met I knew the names and the people, and we talked about things, and it can be weird for sure. There are weird interactions. Maybe there's a day that you don't know how to talk about. But imagine, obviously, you interacting with actors, maybe it's even weirder. But after 10 years of people that maybe do work there, after 10 years, I'm pretty sure this woman knows even the cleaning crew, the people who open up the Disney theme park overall. And I'm pretty sure that if Walt Disney was still alive, she had Walt Disney on speed dial or something. So after 10 years, I'm pretty sure that they do have a confidence without breaking, or maybe when they are, without the camera, they feel, this is speculative. I don't know. But maybe they feel reassured enough to actually break character with the person that they met they know for 10 years. I don't know. Probably. I don't know. But to make up a lot of things, instead of actually thinking maybe after 10 years, she just, she's just acting too. Maybe she's acting in a weird way because she's not a professional actress, but she's doing this out of, for content. Instead, it's easier for the internet to spread the dumbest allegations ever. And again, as I said, I'm pretty sure that by now, if something actually happened, like if this woman was restrained, if she was banned, I'm pretty sure that Disney would have put something out, like a post or something, or even Peter Pan spoke out about this. I don't know. At this point, I want to say something, which are the final words of it all. It's weird. Everything it's weird. The actors who play children, characters, the couple. For me, everything. Even if they are playing an adult, they are in a couple. Even the Rapunzel and Flynn overall. I do love Rapunzel. I do love Flynn. But to see them played in real life by actual people, I don't know. For me, it's easier to watch a movie, and even when I watch a movie, sometimes I'm like, this is not real. Why I'm crying? Why I'm scared? This is not real. The fourth wall shit and everything. So it's weird. Everything is weird. Her interactions sometimes are really weird. I can think that all the interactions are actually done out of content, because she is in fact she does go to Disneyland, and it's pretty clear that she goes there for content. Honestly, it's clear that she loves it, but she's lucky enough to make content out of something that she really loves. And at this point, I also want to talk to pour in the fact that I do follow Catnip. If you're an artist, you for sure know Catnip, which is an amazing woman from UK. She is obsessed with Disney. She goes to Florida, Florida. Disneyland with Disney. I don't know the difference, but she goes there. I'm pretty sure every year. She makes a lot of content of that. She loves, the merchandise and everything. She loves even the characters. She loves everything. So I do understand the fascination. For me, unfortunately, I never had the opportunity to live my childhood. So for me, everything seems weird and dumb and stupid. But again, I'm not here to judge anyone. Most of all, we were not there. We are not there with them when they interact. We are not there. Nobody came forward to say, yeah, she's actually an harasser or something. The guy, one of the ex-Peter Pan said, yeah, some interactions are weird, but still, what can you do? People are weird. Were weird when I was working in shops, to buy a freaking dress, they were freaking weird as hell. What can you do? People are weird. You shouldn't interact with anyone otherwise. So I really want to say my last final words on this are that it's been, she has always been pretty consistent with the posting of the content. She has always been active, showing what she likes, what she loves. I want to think that she took some days off because of the heat, because it has been hot lately. It's been 8 days since she last posted, and I'm really, really honestly worried. I really hope that she's okay, that she's just maybe taking a minute to let everything fade out. And I know that maybe by making this video, I will try to send her and this video to let her know that, yeah, you can be, fuck, just watch some videos. I'm the weirdest one here. Without any actors or characters. Come on, we are all weird, dude. Come on. So I really hope that she is okay, that she's just not minding everything that is going on, because it's cruel. It's really, really, I just can hope that she's okay and that she won't let the dark side of internet take advantage of her spark. And I really, really, really hope that she will come back to show her love and her passion for Disneyland and Disney characters. Maybe just everything that she makes is just content curated towards a younger public, a younger, and I'm pretty sure that if she posted that freaking videos on YouTube catered for kids, at this time she would be the next Miss Rachel or something, for sure. I'm sure about that. TikTok can be a weird place, honestly. So I really hope that she won't let anyone take out that spark that she has. Maybe if she wants to continue making this content for adult people, maybe to I don't want to say don't be weird, because who am I to say don't be weird, but maybe to start blocking people who says, oh, you're weird, and to just go back to the people who watched her because they loved her content at this point. And I want to say just one last thing, is that I do hope she will come back and show her dresses and her skirts and her outfits crocheted by her, because she's an amazing crocheter. I do crochet. When she showed off that freaking skirt that she had on, I was like astonished, beautiful. So I really hope that she will come back stronger than before. If you watch this video until here, please let me know your opinion. Please let me know everything. But most of all, if you do think that, yeah, it's weird, but that's her content, that's her type of content, dude. There are freaking people 40 years old making Minecraft thing. No shade to Minecraft. I do love Minecraft. I do love myself a good Minecraft. But who are we to say, oh, you're an adult, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this? Come on, just get the fuck out. So if you are on board with my takes, please go and send her some love. Go and leave even just everything will be okay, everything will, just a cute comment. If you are on TikTok, let me know your opinions down below. And please don't spread hate. Please don't be, come on. I know that you don't do it. I read all your comments under my videos. You are amazing, guys. But I'm talking about the whole. So thank you so much for watching this video. It took me 48 hours to make. It will take me 1 week probably to edit. I really hope not, Jesus. Let me know your opinions, what you think down below. If you're not subscribed, do the YouTube things, and we will see each other really, really, really soon. Thank you so much, and bye.